Welcome back to Distracted Podcast. I'm Shelby.
I'm Tony.
This is Scott.
I'm Casey.
I'm Troy.
I'm Lydia.
Woo! We did it!
We're here for another episode of Behind the Screams.
Yeah.
And today we're going to talk about the story of Distracted and the new Departed haunted attraction.
Yeah, so Distracted Haunted House has a backstory to it. It was between the first and the second season. We had a group of teenagers that snuck into the haunted house. They were doing, sorts of things that teenagers do, having fun, screwing around.
Right.
There was one such teenager with the group that was a little bit hesitant to go in and thought, guys, it's a bad idea. I don't know if you remember that line, but... And so as it progressed, she had some physical issues where she was starting to not feel well and had some blood coming out of some of her eyes and things. And
Some of her eyes. She has more than one eye? Or sorry, two eyes? My bad. Yes, everybody knows that everybody only has one eye.
And so what happened is, as it progressed, she actually got pulled through a wall. So,
Oof.
And
Don't you hate when that happens?
And her name is Lucy, and Lucy was turned into a demon, and Lucy continues to haunt the haunted house. The person who plays Lucy.
I was going to say we have the actress, right, that plays Lucy.
Yes.
Lydia.
Yeah.
What's up?
How do you enjoy your role scaring people?
It's really fun. I mean, I've always done it my entire life. Like, I feel like I've always, when my parents would come into the house, I would, hide behind a door and I'd scream and they'd be like, oh my gosh.
So you've been a demon your whole life.
Yeah, basically.
You
That's what your sister said, right?
Yeah.
So you said that this was between season 1 and 2 of you guys doing this. So how did you find Lydia?
On the street.
Just out there, yes, come over here.
No, but Lydia does like to put makeup on, like monster makeup, and walk on the street. I mean, she tends to do. She's just recently done that. Walk down the street past her house, in full makeup. So
fun stuff.
As far as Lydia, I mean, the first year we had a lot of the actors from Team Recovery. Mm-hmm. And other places, but Lydia came in later in the year. I think it was maybe the second to last weekend.
Yeah, it was after we came in. I came in with my mom and my cousin.
Yeah, so after they came through, she was really excited and got a hold of us somehow. I don't remember how you got a hold of us, but I remember the first night that she was here, you could just tell that there was something different. I think you were in the sewing room.
Oh yeah,
and she was already possessed.
I mean, I was a killer bunny rabbit type character.
Oh, yeah.
And I could watch a sewing room, and I saw what she was doing, and she was just coming up with her own scares and just doing things differently. And she's like, hey, can I do this and that? And I was like, hey, yes, go for it. I mean, she was just natural. She was born to do it. So, at the end of the season, we talked, and then we said, yeah, we're going to do, the promo in the middll of the season. So are you interested? And she was. And we got a few other teen actors that were really interested from Perrysburg High School. It's out there on YouTube, and people have received it really well, I think. So, and that was the start of our backstory. So
nice. So, Lydia, playing Lucy, do you have any warm up that you do for it, or you just go for it?
No, I just go for it. We just we did multiple takes, a bunch of them. And because a lot of the times we'd just burst out laughing for no reason. We'd be taking all of a sudden someone would be like... So then we'd have to take it a bunch of times, but I just go for it because you really don't need a lot.
Right.
It just happens.
It's just in that magical moment where you just kind of understand the character, because you're basically the same age, so it's not much of a difference, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome though. I mean, and like Scott said, you just showed up one day and you were like, "Can I help?"
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think we were waiting in line and we were talking to the guy who was going to let us go in. I think that's actually how it started. And my mom's like, how do you work this? And he's like, oh, you have to talk to Scott about it. And I was like, can I? So, yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that have went through that come back and they're like, hey, I heard that we could, participate and be an actor. So that's how we got a lot of the people.
Oh, wow. So we kind of have a bit of the backstory as far as Lucy goes, but there's also another show that you're going to start doing too called Departed, right?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
So Departed is a little more complicated and may not, not everyone's going to want to, know the whole backstory.
Right.
So basically, Departed Dark Haunt, you come in here on Sunday night, it's going to be a blackout haunt. You're going to get a glow stick basically, and it's going to be more interactive. There's going to be fewer actors, but they're going to keep you in the room longer and try to interact with you in different ways. Maybe have you take your shoes off and walk on some squishy stuff, or other things that you probably not going to want to do.
So
not
Scott,
everyone's going to participate.
right.
But,
I was gonna say, yeah, like a fear factor, but like Scott.
Yeah.
So this isn't gonna be one that I want to do, right? I'm not gonna come. No, I'm not coming on a Sunday to do this. Are you nuts?
No.
We're already in the Let's mention right now. We're already in basically what would be considered the exorcist room for
Yep.
for an area, and
Yes.
I am already freaking out. So the lights are on, people, and I'm already freaking out. Like I don't like sitting in this area.
Yeah, I'm hoping they don't flicker tonight like they usually do while you're here. So.
Hey!
I hope they do. Maybe
I
that's
don't
why the
wanna-
battery's
I
drained.
don't want to get scared while I'm here. Not yet.
Yeah,
Until
this is-
season starts.
This is actually the room that we built at the end of last year. So this room is all together. Only people who saw this last year were the people who came Encore weekend.
Oh,
So
geez.
this will be available brand new for anyone who came through last year other than Encore weekend to see. And then, of course, we're doing lots of other rooms brand new
Right.
because I can't help myself.
Yeah.
But,
It's an addiction.
yes. But this one was very fun. It was a fun room. So as we talked to Danny last time about
Yeah.
it. So, but yeah, so Departed, the backstory is a little bit more complicated.
A little more complicated, right? Right.
But it does tie in to Lucy and kind of her family history, like some of the characters from her past, and then, really why are all the characters, basically in the haunt as Departed? Why are they together? They seem to have they don't seem to have, what's the common bond between these characters? Well, it has to do with Lucy's family and her back history and why it was she was getting sick in the haunted house when they were going through. So, not to give too much of it away.
Well, yeah, you want people to experience it more than you want to explain it to them.
Yes.
So
Do you feel like talking about the new character that you're gonna be introducing this year,
Uh,
or do you want to say?
I'm gonna speak for Scott and say let's hold off on that for a little bit.
Yeah,
'Cause-
definitely there's a new character in the front that, I could give its name, the Blood Beast.
Ooh.
But beyond that, I wouldn't really want to, share too much about it.
That's
so-
all you have to say. I think
Right.
that name in itself is like, okay, this will be cool.
So you have the Sunday night show, and then what is it, like Friday and Saturday you have the regular Distracted show, and both stories coincide with each other slightly.
Well, the only character that crosses over it would be the Lucy character,
Right.
and in a form of Lucy. It may be a little bit different than the normal form.
Well, because I was going to ask, is Lydia going to be here that entire weekend doing all the shows?
Probably not. Now, she's
Okay.
not always here for Lucy. Obviously, she can't be here every night.
Okay.
But we have someone who plays the Lucy character every night.
Okay.
And there's other demons too, but she's definitely the most
The main.
Yeah, the main.
The main Lucy.
Right. Okay. So I'm running out of things to talk about. We're going to cut that part.
Let's talk about Troy and what.
Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to say. I was trying to think of a segue for the other
hear
voice.
from me.
That I mean,
Troy,
well,
what do you do here?
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you do, Troy?
So I was a makeup artist last year, and my background's in art, so I just try to help out with whatever I can. Do all the
Nice.
photo, video stuff.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, because while we're talking right now, you're literally probably coming up with
Just
ideas.
doodling. I'm not even for this.
Oh, come on! I was trying to give you some
I'm
credit.
drawing. not the same genre.
It's the $1 million question. Like, what does Troy do here at the haunt? I mean,
What
literally,
is
we
a
all
Troy?
ask that, but he's here and he always finds different ways to contribute, and it's
That's
just
good though.
but he doesn't really have a set role. He doesn't really act. I mean,
Normally it's just funny.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's well, there you go. He's the emotional support for the actors and actresses.
He's a comedic relief.
There you go.
And he's all literally was the first one here almost every day.
Every night, yeah.
This past season. I really appreciate that because I was running everywhere trying to get other stuff done, and so at least I had somebody here in the back room to kind of help keep tabs and organize folks.
Yeah,
So.
much else going on.
So
what's working?
yeah, so you did makeup for a lot of the stuff. So like I wasn't here for the last one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't talk to anybody else about makeup or anything like that. So like, what is it? What like? How did you contribute as far as that goes? Did you actually like put on blood for people? Did you face paint people? What's
Yeah,
up?
it would face paint, blood. I mean, it depends on the character. Like clowns are just straight face paint, but like blood, liquid latex to like build scars and
Okay.
stitching and all that stuff.
Ugh. Scars and stitching, great.
Yeah.
I'm already in a bloody room with 666 on the wall.
You can go back. You can get done off.
Yeah.
Sure. You know what?
Yeah,
That was also.
we can shut the lights off again
Oh,
and do
please- yeah, great.
do a photo shoot.
That's a good idea.
Put some strobe lights on.
Casey was a little scared when she got in here today.
Yes. I came into the haunt for the meeting and the podcast, and saw that Scott was here, but I couldn't find Scott, and the entire haunt was pitch black. So, needless to say, I waited in the back for Scott to find himself through the haunt. So
Smart.
what you're telling me is you Yes. should do a sleepover here and just like have absolutely.
No.
Just have like a little ring, do a seance. Let's do it. Yes.
So what do people, like, I'm just curious with Lydia here, like, what do people think about you acting, like, people at school and stuff, or, like, people you know? Does anyone ever say anything about your involvement in the haunt? And, like,
Yeah, they do. People are like, "Ooh, I want to do that too." They're like, "It's so creepy." Like, I had the video and I showed one of my best friends, and she's like, "Is that a doll?" And I'm like, I can't even say that word, honestly. It's so weird. When I say doll, like, I can't say it. I'm sorry. And I'm like, "No." She's like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "That's me." She's like, "No way." She's like, "There's no way." And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "That." She's like, no. It's cool though to
Yeah.
like show them, because people are like, "There's no way." Like, how does that even happen? Because a lot of people, I feel like they don't realize that that makeup can get done like that,
Mhm.
and then you go and work here, and then it's just like, boom.
The magic is just all
It's
comes
very
together.
realistic.
Yeah.
do you foresee yourself being, like, a horror actress?
Yes. Yeah, I definitely do, actually. That'd be really
That's
fun.
awesome. That would be cool.
I was gonna say, because like there, me not being a very haunted house person, I was like,
Yet.
yet.
Yes.
With it. I was also kind of thinking, like, because me and you were talking in the back about stuff, and I was bouncing ideas off of you. You were
Yeah.
telling me ideas and stuff like that, and you're like a natural and stuff like that. Well, maybe one night I could get dressed up as one of your monsters and scare people, or try to do it at some
Yeah.
point.
Absolutely. Do you have one in mind?
Maybe get back to me in about a week, and I'll have something for you.
Is there a mask back there you like?
There's a few of them that are really interesting
Very
for this type of
realistic, yeah.
like for this type of haunt. Like just like looking throughout your rooms and stuff like that. I'm like, where does that one go? Like, oh, okay, that's and then like actually like looking through it, like, oh, okay, I can see it working there or there or there.
Yeah, like where things fit in, which is interesting because like we've had people make comments that it is nice that like you go from room to room and it is kind of a different theme. It's not like one theme throughout the whole haunted house. I think of each room as basically like a movie trailer
Right.
or a movie
Yeah.
poster, and like because it's always that's the most exciting part. So
That's what draws people in.
yeah, and so like the movie usually sucks,
Yeah.
but
not
if we can we just want to make the trailer each room like a trailer basically and suck you in a little bit, just enough that
To give you
you
a bit
have that
scare,
anticipation and then get the scare and then get you out of here.
So suck you in through a wall and turn you into a demon.
Yes.
And then you have the recovery zone when you're done, so it's okay if you
The haunt will just spit you out at the end, and you'll be in the recovery
you
zone.
just have an accident along the way. There's a bunch of people at the end to witness it. Like that's all.
Do you guys have like on like a little asterisk on your guys' thing that says may come out with horns at the end, or like may come out with a crown of flames?
That's one thing. That's probably maybe the only thing that's not on our wall.
Oh, okay.
But we might want to add it.
We might want to add it. You hear the story about this little girl getting sucked into a wall and turned into a demon. You might want to add that to the warnings
In the waivers.
and the waivers.
May or may not turn into a demon.
It's possible.
Yeah.
You have like a 30-70 chance.
Yes, there you go. We're not
man.
responsible for you attack your own family members.
Whoa, whoa. I don't want to think about that either. That's scary.
So
But-
what was your best experience? Do you have like
Yeah.
a specific night or a specific thing that you remember that while you were acting, and just to give people an idea, like what is it like to act here at Distracted? I mean, so many people have come in, like
Yeah.
hundreds of people have come and they've
Really?
acted.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, there's 100
that's-
plus people just in the
that's-
scare
Yeah.
room. But yeah, we've had hundreds of people come in and like, but just to give them ideas, like what it's like, you know, like what's the experience, and you know, just all the
Yeah.
good parts, none of the bad.
Only good. No
You
bad.
know, there really aren't any bad parts. The thing is that, like, I guess it's like, you know, you come in and then, like, people go through and you scare them, and it's really just, it's so funny because their faces are priceless. Like, I don't really have a specific night because it's just all just amazing. But then, like, in between everything, you know, you're with all these amazing people, and, like, you know, you're over here, you're laughing or having fun, and then the next people come through, and you see their face, and you're just like, yes, I got them.
Is there a specific like creature or monster or persona that you like to do throughout this?
Not really. I kind of like to switch it up just to have different perspectives and stuff.
Nice.
So
Yeah, that is one thing too. Like actors, like actresses like Lydia. I mean, because they tend to get bored. Like I know she does Lucy, and I'd love for her to do Lucy every night, but you know she tends to get bored doing the same thing in the same room. So you've probably acted in at least half of these rooms, I would
Yeah.
think. You know, and if you had your way, you would have acted in all of them already.
probably.
But there, you know, other actresses like her and actors like her, they do like to move around, and I'll give them that flexibility because you know it's here for them to have fun and to do, and they find new scares that we're not anticipating and new ways to do it. So that's the amazing thing.
Like even in just the sewing room, we had fake blood in there, and we would put it on our hands, and we'd be like, "Oh my gosh!" and we'd like hit our hands in the wall, and there'd just be blood dripping down. They're like, "How did you do that?" You know, and it's like it's not like really special effects. It just it's like just the hands on the wall.
Right.
It's, you know, and it scares people though.
And that's a big thing that people don't realize. I think people getting into it, because I have like community groups I'm talking to now that want to come and act, and they have questions, and they're like, well, what if I'm not scary? You know, I don't know how to be scary. And that's a good point that she just made, is that like people are here, they're coming here to be scared.
Yep.
They're highly anxious to begin with, just
Right.
walking in here.
Yeah.
So just the smallest things and the different little things that she's talking about doing,
Right.
you know, it is easy to get a scare. And I think that's a relief for new people when they come in. It's like, okay, wow, I can really do this. And this is really fun, you know, so.
Well, also, like, I would assume that everybody's in these rooms, and they kind of, you know, beforehand, I would assume you guys have, all, you know, people getting dressed up and all that.
Yeah.
But they also kind of take in the surroundings of these areas, and are like, well, I could come over from over here, I could do this, I could say this, and kind of get the atmosphere of the room going, as well as, you know, the character for that they're playing.
Yeah,
in that
the
room.
sounds are huge. I mean, because
Oh,
you
yeah.
you can't see really well necessarily in the haunted house, but you know you can hear, you know, when a group is coming because you hear the sounds from the room prior, or you just pick up on that way.
Yeah.
Typically is how you know someone's coming. So
Yeah.
so you get to know the rooms around you for sure. You know, if you're lucky and you're in a room where you can kind of get up high enough and watch the other rooms, that's a blast too. There's a couple spots, you know, with stairs and things you can get up over
Oh
the
yeah,
walls.
like right up here in the where you sit on there and you can see the people.
Yeah, that's a really fun space to go.
People don't even know you're there, and you reach down. They're like, "Oh, jeez, where were you?"
What's like your favorite type of person to scare? Who gives you the most reaction? What type of person?
I guess it depends because some people come through and like they'll just walk through with a straight face and like, you know, you kind of get disappointed, like, oh man. But then some people who look like they're not gonna get scared, you know, they walk in and then all of a sudden like they scream and like you think they're gonna like just fall backwards because they are scared.
Yeah, she
like-
hit it right on the head. I mean, you can't really like pin any specific person
Yeah.
because you don't really know. Like some of the biggest people are the most
Yeah.
scared, and some of
Biggest athletic people.
yeah, some of the
Yeah.
smallest people, or like, you know, I've
Yeah.
seen like they had to be like probably like 70-year-old women in here that, you know, weren't really scared but were having a great time.
Yeah.
They've seen it all.
True, nothing's gonna scare them, I guess, at that point.
But you never had any in a position where you yourself as the actor felt ever threatened by someone coming in here because maybe they get so scared they react differently. I know people who've said they've accidentally punched an actor, not at this haunted
Oh,
house,
yeah.
but at other places, they've accidentally punched someone because they didn't know how they were gonna react when they go to their haunted house.
Yeah. No, that hasn't actually happened to me. I think 'cause I feel like with this one, I would go in and I would stand there all like creepy like, and they'd be like, "Is she fake?" So then they kind of stay away because they're like, "Oh, she's fake." I'd hear people say that, and then I'd jump out and they're like, "She was not fake." Like, they're staying away anyway. So I feel like they won't go close to me. I don't know about other people, but I feel like it kind of depends on where you're at too. Then.
Right.
Yeah, and I get why people stay away from her because
Whoa, that's a bit rude.
no, it's actually a compliment. I mean, she can do like a really creepy back bend,
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, and so she does that back bend walk, and she does like some other like really creepy things with her, you know, the
Like
the
body
shape
Lot
and
of joint,
movements
lot
of
of
her.
joint control.
Yeah, so she definitely has that going for her. Now, speaking of bending and moving joints, and things, Troy, is this your time to,
Yeah.
to speak up and shine here? Or?
Yeah.
What's
So,
okay?
so our viewers or whatever listeners cannot see this, but Troy is like a I don't even know.
The bone cracking or whatever is that. He's twisting his arms around like they're
Some video.
Laffy Taffy. What's going on?
You gotta rub your elbows together behind your back. Like a cricket.
Chirp, chirp. Oh, gosh.
So you're like a contortionist.
Wow. Now, would you ever do anything in the haunt like that? Like, have you been one of the actors in
No,
this?
I've never actually been in.
I think you're got some untapped potential here, Scott.
Like,
That is
yeah.
Oh,
terrifying.
believe me,
Does
I
it
keep,
hurt at all?
No, my left shoulder dislocates, and that's how I can get it around.
Nice.
See, my left shoulder does that too, but like it hurts.
You can only do it once.
I did it several times. It just hurts when it does. When it.
And
Yeah.
when you do it, you can dislocate it wrong. That's how most people do. But like if you train to dislocate it,
Yeah.
there's like a correct way, I guess.
Oh god.
And
Well, that's like magicians and stuff do that.
yeah, I mean when they do the straight jacket escape, that's a big part of being able to dislocate your shoulders to get out of it.
Mhm.
And so you can kind of train. I mean, once you dislocate your shoulder, it's easier to keep dislocating it.
Mhm.
So you do it the right way, and
Right.
it gets just easier as you do it more.
Again, I think you have some untapped potential.
no, I totally agree. I think that the next time you're in costume and makeup or something for us, that's gonna get recorded.
Just be doing that. Just be doing that under a strobe light. You'll freak some people out.
Yeah.
And that's something like, I mean, for example, like if Troy were to act, I mean, he doesn't have to say anything.
No.
So, like, we can have actors in here that can just, I mean, if you're worried about being scary, you don't have to even say anything to be
Just like,
scary.
It's
Yeah.
a creepy element at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
And
People
some-
are unnerved by just things not moving that are
Not
quiet.
natural.
Or
Yeah.
things that are moving in an unnatural way.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and there were some actors we prefer that they didn't say anything
Yeah.
because they kind of said the wrong thing. Some people get nervous and
Right,
just like
right.
say, you know,
Boo.
something over and over again. You know,
Boo.
like get out of here, you know.
Right.
You know, that kind of gets old when people, you know, paid to get in and people keep telling them to get
Leave.
out of the room. It's like,
Well,
well,
okay. Well, I guess I'll leave. But Troy, do you have any like specific moments that you enjoyed here from the times that you've worked? Because we've talked about
Oh,
this
man. It's
with Lydia. So
yeah. I mean, there's like a rush because I do makeup with like two other people, but like Scott said, there's a lot of like actors we just get.
Mhm.
So we only get here maybe like an hour and a half before the thing opens up, and we gotta get through like 50 or so actors, get them all done up. And
right.
It's hectic. We're all just like in the same room. And you're like getting people's makeup done. They're all in a line. You're like, is anyone ready? I need. What are you?
like,
Okay.
people asking you what they should wear. You know, does this
Yeah.
dress look right on me? It's like,
I don't just get out there.
Yeah. So it's like there's this whole rush to get everything done for like an hour, hour and a half, and then all of a sudden everyone's out of that room and just it's quiet and it's weirdly peaceful.
Right.
In a haunted house.
Right, I mean, yeah, it's like, and then it's like 10 minutes of that, and then everything
chaos.
starts kicking
As
off.
soon
You
as-
start hearing screams and
Yeah.
banging on the walls.
So just the initial rush of that happening.
Yeah, it's stressful, but
I bet.
it's fun.
Yeah,
always
it
enjoy
is.
it.
It is that big rush. It's almost like if you're working somewhere and you know you get slammed with a rush or something,
Yep.
and then
Big
it's the
crunch
team all
period.
comes
Right.
together and they accomplish something, and then you're just like, oh wow, I'm
It's that
exhausted,
big
but that's
sigh of
like
relief.
Yeah.
amazing. experience. So,
Well, that's dope.
and speaking of actors, because this year we're going to be doing like kind of themes on some of the weekends too, and since we don't normally have, we don't normally have like a lot of zombies in the haunted house. We don't really have a zombie room or whatever. One of the weekends will be Zombie Fest weekend, and it's going to be coincide with like the zombie crawl in Toledo.
I was gonna say
Okay.
Same weekend,
Yeah.
and so we're gonna have like a contest, like zombie walk contest. You know, who can, you know, for prizes, that sort of
Nice.
stuff. But the haunted house is going to be infected with extra zombies that weekend. So, and, you know, in addition to the
Yeah.
regular rooms, there's going to be zombies popping out different places, like probably under that bed you're sitting right
Good.
next to. So.
Jeez.
That would have been perfect if we had somebody.
Right, that would have been.
That would have
I
been
would've- So I'm gonna mark it on my calendar not to come on that weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, you'll
We're not going to
forget.
tell you when it was.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna forget. I'll know, and then I'll just be like, "Yeah, it's okay. It's not
Yeah,
today. It's not today. We're just
just
gonna go
go.
over there."
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna forget. Oh yeah, there's not. You know, I'm gonna forget about the zombie infection of distracted haunted house and just come in and I'm gonna get bitten. No.
just lend all your faith in me. It'll be okay.
Yeah. No.
Do you guys have anything else to say before we wrap it up?
I don't think so.
No.
It's a good
I
time.
mean, I have lots to say, but I know at some point we have to
We
stop.
have to
so-
stop.
You have
Yeah.
plenty more podcasts.
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have plenty more time. We have plenty more things to discuss, and we have more story.
Right,
to
and I
let
do
you
want to
know.
get the lights out here quickly. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea too.
All right, so I don't know what we'll talk about next time, but there is always a lot to talk about.
I was going to say, do we plan this?
Not really. It's kind of just like a hit the round running, not
Ground
gunning.
running.
Thank you.
Ungrounding.
Yep. That's how I do things. Yeah. I like to face plant real hard first.
You're gonna fit right in.
Oh, okay.
Yay!
Hey.
Bye-bye for now.